Imagine for a moment you're in a conversation, and in this conversation, every word you say, every gesture you make, and every bit of energy you bring, is like a key unlocking a deeper connection with the person who's in front of you. It's not about trying to impress, but about being real, being yourself, and letting others feel that energy. And when you do that, you start to see the magic unfold. Now think about this, searching for the good in people. What if you decide in each moment to look for what's right, what's beautiful, and what's unique in others? And as you do this, you begin to realize that not only do they feel good, but you feel good too. And that's not just some coincidence, it's how it works. People feel seen. You feel like you're in tune with a greater energy, one that makes you feel alive. When you stop trying to be like everyone else, that's when the magic happens. Have you ever noticed the more interesting, the more magnetic people, they aren't the ones who fit in perfectly. They're the ones who own their quirks, their uniqueness. They walk into a room, and it's like they bring their own little world with them, making everything just a little brighter. And when you do that too, when you embrace who you are, with all of your weirdness, your authentic self, you attract people who resonate with you, the real you. Isn't that amazing? It's in this space, this deep human connection, where the real power lies. Because beyond physical survival, we all have this fundamental need for psychological survival. We want to be understood. We want to be affirmed. We want to feel appreciated. And when you tap into that, when you make people feel like they matter, what happens is truly remarkable. They feel seen, they feel valued, and you become someone that they'll remember. When you speak to their deeper needs, they begin to trust you on a whole new level. And then there's this idea of going alone versus going together. Have you ever thought about how you move forward in life? If you try to go too fast, you might get there alone. When you go together, when you bring others with you, well, that is how you go far. Together there's power in unity. You can achieve more. You can inspire others, and together you rise. What if you could step into vulnerability, let your guard down, and just be? Because here's the thing, vulnerability, it isn't weakness. In fact, it's incredibly sexy. People are drawn to those who are real, those who don't hide behind a mask. And the funny thing is, when you make a blunder, when you let your imperfections show, you actually make yourself more human, more relatable, and more attractive. You see, when you let people impress you, that's when you create space for them to shine. It's not about putting on a performance or trying to impress others. It's about being open, being receptive, and allowing them to reveal their true selves. When you approach others with curiosity and openness, you're not just creating rapport, you're creating trust. And speaking of trust, when someone does a kindness for you, do you know what happens? They're more likely to like you. It's called the Franklin effect. It's simple. When people do something nice for you, they feel the connection. And that connection, it makes them see you in a positive light, reinforcing the bond between you both. Now here's something fascinating about human interaction. When you make someone feel good, when you produce dopamine through genuine conversation and energy, it's not just a fleeting moment. It leaves a lasting impression. You become memorable. Your conversation, it becomes a memorable experience for them. And as they walk away, they'll carry that connection with them, because you've etched your significance into their memory. And then there's something extraordinary about leadership. Leadership is not about giving orders or being the loudest in the room. It's about sharing a mission, a dream, a vision, and then letting others take part in that vision. It's about giving them ownership, because when people feel like they have ownership, they feel like they're contributing, and that is when they give their best. Humans are driven by purpose. They need to feel like there's a reason behind everything they do. So when you help someone understand why they're doing something, when you show them the motivation behind the goal, something shifts. They start to feel a sense of ownership over a goal, a sense of alignment. That is when they truly commit to it. And when you interact with people, remember, their choices make sense to them, even when they don't make sense to you. It's often because they're driven by a different primary value. When you understand this, when you realize everyone's actions are tied to what they believe is important, you unlock a deeper understanding of them. You can connect with them on a level that goes beyond the surface. Have you ever noticed the power of nonverbal communication? The way you carry yourself, the way you make eye contact, the energy in your body. These are all powerful weapons when you use your posture, your hands, your eye contact effectively. You pass through 3 levels of trust. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it, how you show up in the moment. When you're congruent, when your body aligns with your words, trust is built effortlessly. And here's something powerful to remember. Assume intimacy with people before you have it. It's a subtle but profound shift in how you approach relationships. Instead of holding back, instead of waiting for the other person to initiate, step into the conversation with an open heart, ready to connect deeply. When you do this, you're inviting a more genuine connection, one that builds trust faster and more naturally. Imagine that. Imagine stepping into every conversation, every interaction, with the intention to see the good, to be real, to connect deeply. It's like a flow, a constant cycle of giving, receiving, and growing together. And as you continue to do this, these beliefs, they become your beliefs. They aren't just ideas, they're a part of who you are, shaping how you see yourself and the world around you. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to create something amazing.